It has been about 3 years since you guys seen me in Poland. And if you guys recall, when I was in Poland, I was working on a special bike that's been in my family for a very long time. I used to sit on this bike back in the barn when it was covered in dust and just sitting there abandoned. I would crank it over almost every year, so I knew the engine was free. And this has been, I think over 30 years this bike's been sitting that I know of, and before that it's probably been more than 50 years. It's a 1961 Panonia. It's a 1961 Panonia Deluxe, and the day has come where I'm finally back in Poland, and I'm going to be revealing the bike to you guys. It's gone through a full restoration, nut and bolt restoration, frame off, everything. And it looks fantastic. I'm super excited. I get to drive this motorcycle and kind of relive the era of when this thing was new, essentially, and drive it down the streets here. And yeah, it's just really nice to see it back in action, and I'm glad I was able to save this thing. A little bit different from what I do normally, but it is something that is very special to our family, and it's been around for a very long time. So let me show you guys the bike. So here's the bike back where it was in the barn, which has been since kind of renovated, but 1, 2, and 3. There she is in all her glory. I'm going to change one thing on this bike with you guys here. Let me show you around. Let me open up the garage, get some light in here, and pull this thing out. I'll take it on a spin. There's my dad's 2 dogs joining the party. Panonia, paint like glass. Everything has been touched on this bike, every nut and bolt washer down to the engine. There's the original VIN tag we retained, Budapest, Hungary, 1961, essentially a 250cc engine, single piston, dual exhaust, carburetor setup. That's an air filter right there. You got your spare key tool area, you got your new seat, new tires, spokes, brakes, exhaust, you name it was done on this bike. So it was kind of a 2-year-long process getting this bike to what it's like now. And yeah, it looks great. Cost of that was roughly around $5,000 US. So the speedo is one thing I have to get fixed on here. It kind of skipped the needle here. Just got to be taken apart and cleaned out and whatnot. But everything in here is original. It's not cracked. So that's awesome. We got the original key here. You close this guy here. This is an original piece I left. Original lens, got a crack here, showing a little character there. Brakes, original choke, original gas cap. All these engine covers are original. Whatever we could save and polish and re-chrome, we did. Struts, a rear taillight lens, and housing. The lens itself I'm going to replace in a minute. Just pop that off with the flathead. I got a replacement one right here. Let me know what you guys think, if I should keep this one on here or put the new one on. Here's the new one. I'll throw the new one on anyway. It's pretty easy to swap. Kickstands were replaced. These were re-chromed. The engine number here. Got the frame numbers. Nice new tires. Favorite part about these motorcycles are these headlights. Just so nostalgic for me growing up in the old country. That was one of my favorite things that I remember driving with my uncle on these things. So yeah, back from the dead. Never thought this moment will come where this thing saw the light of day, but lucky enough I was able to get this restoration done. There's still a few little things I'd like to touch up. I think that the bike will be coming back to the States. I don't think it would be used here enough, even though I come here almost every year. It still needs to be started up and driven, I think, more than once a year for it to not fall back into the state that it was before. Gonna figure out the registration situation on it. Well, let me pull it out of the barn for you guys. This thing is heavy. This thing does run on an oil mixture. Let's fire it up for you guys. Show you the helmet that was worn when this thing was driven. The bike had these tacky racing stripes, which is a fad back then. People used to do. But I have purchased a nice new helmet for the bike. I think it goes very nicely with it, period. Matte black. How sick is this thing, guys? Epic. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. It is pretty loud, that's for sure. Put the fuel on, pop the key in, put the choke on. Should fire up. Really loud. I'll let it warm up before we drop the choke. The light on. Just brought it up the street. Got the view, the horses. Seems burn. European Harley, essentially. Got my gear. Got my helmet. Go ahead and take this thing for a drive. Drive by here. Show you guys how that looks. come back around. Alright, that was fun. Sun setting. These cool houses getting built here. Take this thing back home. Alright, just got it back home. Now I'm going to change that taillight lens real quick. Naprawiam to, wiesz. All right. Does that look crooked? The nose? I don't know, but I think it looks a lot better. What do you guys think? Old, new. Yeah, it looks much better. Just got the bike back to the garage. You guys saw it drove great. There's still some fine tuning, you know, adjusting the brakes, clutch lines, etc. The bike has to be broken in, and it will be enjoyed, that's for sure. Super fun bike to drive, a cruiser. Nothing fast, perfect. I don't need anything fast. Not a massive bike guy. I do enjoy classic bikes. This one in particular, and other pre-war bikes. This one being a 1961. It is an old bike, and it's got that cool classic look, that old school, almost Harley-like look of the European era and like the military look. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to stay tuned for future videos on this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That wraps it up for today. Restoring the Panonia has been a fantastic experience. I've had the bike completely restored, nut and bolt restoration. It looks fantastic. Couldn't be happier. Drives great. There's still some fine tuning with the clutch and like breaking the motor in before you fully get to use it to its fullest potential. It is a cruiser, not a fast bike. It's nostalgic. I'd love to bring it out and show people the history of this bike. So I'm thinking I'll get it shipped out, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just have it over here. Either way, make sure to check out my last video. Either way, it was a great experience. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. And make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys back at YTG.